Time for this week's Goofy Award. And you know what? It's just the latest in the full assault on democracy. And I'll say up front how astounded I am for how casual so many of our politicians are, along with members of the public, about the importance of democracy. This is just the latest egregious example, but it brings to mind, remember this, at the outset of the pandemic in March 2020, the Liberals, in putting forth the first pandemic-related legislation, and they had the cooperation of the opposition parties, but they slipped in, without their agreement, the clause that Parliament wouldn't have to meet for nearly 2 years, till January 2020. That's not the sign of a government who wants democratic input. And neither is this week's Goofy. I don't know if you've heard about this. Doesn't matter where you live, but consider it. This time, using the threat of Trump tariffs, BC Premier David Eby has introduced something called Bill 7, the Economic Stabilization Act, which allows the government to operate without legislative scrutiny for more than 2 years. The NDP wants to give their own premier the power to change any law or regulation by signing a cabinet order. In short, he's out-trumping Donald Trump. Under Bill 7, the NDP premier can gather whatever information that they want on you, your personal information. He can create new financial penalties, programs and policies without having to go through the legislature. Bill 7 gives him power to impose penalties enforceable by the court. All of it for more than 2 years without legislative oversight. Besides a ferociously anti-democratic position, arguably the goofiest part, maybe you don't know this, is BC Premier David Eby was formerly, before he entered politics, the executive director of the BC Civil Liberties Association. That's one of those you can't make this up, because here he is pushing to end democratic representation for 2 years, and there is no one in the NDP principled enough to stand up and oppose it. It's party over province, no matter what the cost. That's all the time we have this week, but hey, another reminder. Got this great interview with Martin Armstrong, an exclusive, and you can find it on YouTube, and you just go into Mike and Marty, but we'll also put it on all our social media, on Facebook. We'll send it out. If you're a member of Mike's 5 Minutes with Mike, we'll put it up on Facebook, of course. It's a terrific interview, but it comes from the fact, as I mentioned earlier, that there's so much happening. I wanted to know what Marty's Socrates model, which has had such an exceptional track record, well, how is it making sense of all that's there? And I think you're going to enjoy it. Whether a great response, by the way, when I asked Marty about being the 51st state, unique. I thought it was terrific. More on that, though. So check it out on YouTube, Mike and Marty, or as I say, we'll put it up on mikesmoneytalks.ca. And while you're there, why not sign up for 5 Minutes with Mike? And a reminder, Tyler Bullhorn's got his free seminar starting on Tuesday. Again, we'll put all that information up. That is something you want to take advantage of. You'll certainly improve your decision making. It'll help you make money, save money too. But that's starting this coming week. So check out the dates. Join us. But again, there's limited space because of the nature of the technology there. I would really recommend you take advantage of it. But Tyler's been terrific on all of that stuff. He's had a long and lengthy career of educating Canadians when it comes to the principles of investing, principles of trading. In the meantime, I want to just say, I hope you go out and have an absolutely fabulous week.